I'm Kat Moore, a Senior Channel Marketing Manager here at Akamai Technologies. Thanks so much for joining. This podcast is for Akamai's partners, customers, and anyone interested in learning more about technology trends and Akamai. Here we will talk about what's happening in the threat landscape, what organizations are doing to update their technology stack, and more. If you enjoy this podcast, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Zach, for joining the Partner Champions podcast. Can you just share a little bit of your background?
Yeah. Hey, Kat. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. Zak Putnam, I've been with Akamai for close to almost 18 years now in various roles across the business. The last 12 or so have been really focused on building out strategic partnerships and alliances. And today I get to lead our business development and innovation team, which focuses on supporting our Akamai's kind of cloud technology group of businesses, which is really focused on kind of core main pillars. One is kind of partner development. Two is working very closely with our corporate development team on top of funnel mergers and acquisitions. The third is working with early stage startup companies that potentially become interesting investment candidates for the Akamai Ventures program. And fourth is new product innovation, where our product team and engineering team are looking at building and bringing to market new products that are based or in part on third-party technology. So that's a little bit about me. Sit in the sales organization, but really, again, focused on that, supporting the CTG business with technology partners, investments, and top of funnel mergers and acquisitions work.
Awesome. Sounds like you've had an exciting career so far at Akamai. Working with business development right now, can you give a little overview of the ISV program Akamai has and how it's benefiting our customers?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it's been quite a journey. What was interesting is, as many people probably know, Akamai acquired Linode, a third-party kind of cloud company, about 3 years ago now. The business development team that at that moment in time was actually building the business case for Akamai to get into the compute space. So we had a front row seat to kind of that business, and how it operated and how it might work inside of Akamai as part of our greater overall strategic mission here at the company. And so as part of that, what we decided was there was a great opportunity for Akamai to build out a very vibrant ecosystem of technology partners, or in the compute space, what are referred to as ISVs, or independent software vendors, and have them surround our differentiated infrastructure as a service offerings that we could then package up and train our sales force to go and enable them to find and hunt for opportunities that solve very specific customer problems with these ISV technologies. And by doing that, those ISVs would then run and operate their software stack on Akamai's compute platform. And so what we've launched, about, 6 to 9 months or so after the acquisition, was something called the Qualified Compute Partner Program, or what we refer to at Akamai, because we love our acronyms, as our QCP program. And that's our ISV-based technology partner ecosystem. And so that's really been a huge focus for our team over the past 3 years. It really aligns nicely to Akamai's strategic vision of really becoming a real player in the cloud computing marketplace. So technology partners in the QCP program have really done a nice job over the last couple of years of solidifying kind of our go-to-market approach and driving real revenue results for Akamai and solving real business challenges for our customers. And so inside of that program today, we have about 23 partners in various categories across, things like media workflow to application development technologies to AI inferencing tech. All of those things, really run in a qualified manner on our compute platform. And then we can either fill product gaps inside of our product portfolio or bring to market interesting solutions for very specific problems that our customers might be facing. So, that program itself is really focused on kind of three key pillars, really. There's one is the technical interoperability. So we ensure that the independent software vendors' solutions run in a qualified manner at scale on Akamai's compute platform. The second is around co-marketing, ensuring that we have a better together story in market, that running this solution on Akamai's compute platform will solve very specific problems for our customer base, and that there's some differentiation and uniqueness to that solution in market. And then the third is really around co-selling, which is turning Akamai's sellers and our global sales force into a channel and opportunity generation tool for Akamai's compute and for our ISV solutions as well. So those are the kind of the key components. And I think, generally at Akamai, we had a hypothesis after the Linode acquisition that Akamai's sellers are traditionally used to selling very specific solutions like CDN and security into our customer base. And selling infrastructure as a service, Cat, is different, right? You're selling almost like Lego bricks, like individual Lego bricks to build specific applications. You take your VMs and containers, your networking, your storage, et cetera, and developers and application owners can build on top of all these pieces and build something new and interesting. CDN and security are really like SaaS-based applications. They're pre-built and solving very specific problems. So these ISV solutions that we've built these better together stories with kind of are much more familiar for our go-to-market teams, because we're packaging all of the infrastructure and those building blocks with the ISVs together, and then allowing our sales force to kind of go after specific opportunities and have very familiar conversations with our customers that they're used to having, like they do with CDN and security. So I think that's why we've seen so much success, and why we see other ISVs interested in coming on board and becoming part of the program.
That's really good to hear. And, even though it sounds like this is new territory for Akamai, like you said, selling infrastructure is very different than what we've traditionally done. It sounds like we are having a ton of growth very, very quickly. In your opinion, where are you seeing the most momentum with this program?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's two ways to kind of answer it, I think. One is like just in general, the momentum inside of Akamai, with our QCP partners as a way to, sell more compute into our customer base so there's a ton of momentum in that, right? Again, that familiarity of selling solutions into our customer base, it's really resonating, I think, with many of our QCP partners and with our field sellers, which is awesome. And definitely was one of our core hypotheses. So it's nice to see that kind of like playing out over the last year or so. And so that's one, just general momentum inside of the Akamai kind of like go-to-market engine around the ISV solution. So that's one, because that, co-selling and this whole motion is just brand new. And so seeing the momentum and the confidence that our sellers have in some of our partner solutions is amazing. Secondarily, like inside of the program itself, if you start breaking up individual partners, we definitely see a lot of success coming from examples of our partner solutions where they are adjacent or very complementary to our existing Akamai suite of products. So if you think about that, like we're selling CDN and security today, those are the conversations we're used to having with our customers. Those are the decision makers and the buyer personas that we're talking to today. How do we align the ISV solutions inside of our program to those existing kind of like sales conversations that they're having? And a lot of that has to do with kind of like finding adjacent technologies to our existing kind of like go-to-market efforts already that complement our infrastructure as a service capabilities already. So in those two ways, we're seeing kind of like momentum. And, we're always success begets success. And so when you start seeing repeatability inside of one particular use case with one partner, my team, the Salesforce, marketing, everyone else kind of like starts coalescing behind that. And then we start pushing that out to like into our field teams, into the market, talking about the value proposition. And so we're seeing a ton of success. Once we start seeing a couple of wins start trickling in on one specific use case, then we can really go like quickly and we go really broad across our global sales force into our customer base. And so that's been really interesting to see as well. Some of those examples, like where we're seeing momentum, we have a partner, Harper DB, right now, where we're seeing a lot of repeatability and success by using their kind of like web performance database platform in having very repeatable sales that look a lot like the conversations we've had on the CDN side for many years around web performance and offload. This time moving, additional pieces of the backend componentry for like an e-commerce or a retail site uh, closer to the end users, right? The same thing that we've been doing for CDN caching at the edge for many, many years, you can now do with data and pushing that to the edge of the network using our distributed infrastructure capabilities on the infrastructure side. So we've seen a lot of interesting momentum building around e-commerce and retail with solutions like with HarperDB. That's just one example that I can talk about today as well.
So, it sounds like we're finding a lot of success in different areas, and there's a couple of use cases that are starting to pop up as repeatable use cases. Can you share any success that you're noticing based off specific verticals? Are there certain verticals that you see we are finding more interest in others?
Mhm.
And is there anything that you would like to call out there?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I think so. I think the answer is yes. The beauty of the program, though, honestly, Kat, is that we are trying to find and curate high value partners that stretch not just in one specific vertical. In some cases, we're very focused on building very specific ecosystem around our media workflow solution. So anything that you want to do for live or video on demand content online, we want Akamai's cloud and the ecosystem of partners that we have to be the go-to place for all large media companies around the globe. Like that is a very real strategic target for us, and we are very conscious and curated about the partners we bring on for that specific, media and entertainment vertical globally. So that's one where we're seeing success starting to build, and you're going to see the ecosystem of partnerships grow over 2025 and beyond. And so that's really exciting. I think another partnership that I want to call out in terms of success, which is not necessarily vertical specific, but like, again, the repeatability of the solution that can really bring a lot of success into the program is something that the partnership that we have with hydraulics. And we've actually evolved that. Originally was going to be just a referral based kind of co-selling product go-to-market strategy with hydraulics, but we built such a great pipeline with large tier one customers that we now created our own kind of resold white labeled solution called Traffic Peak based on the hydraulics platform. And we're having amazing success with them globally across industries. So media, entertainment, commerce, healthcare, life sciences, et cetera. Like you name it, we probably have a customer use case for Traffic Peak today. And why that's so interesting, I mentioned before the adjacency to our existing products. Where we're having success so much with the Traffic Peak product is, every single customer that's a CDN customer of ours gets CDN logs. And so hydraulics is, high performance log analysis, high traffic data lake product allows people to store data longer and to take real-time decisioning off of really complex, like very large data sets like logs, and do that in a very cost-effective way while driving more meaningful impact into our customers' businesses. And the fact is, we know every single CDN customer get these logs. It's a very simple conversation that we can have, very repeatable conversation with the decision makers and buyer personas that we talk to every single day about them. It's a big market, observability is a giant market with some very big players in it, but we believe that we found a really interesting new startup that is very disruptive, cost efficient, and runs on our infrastructure platform really, really well, and it created that better together story. So we also found like a really willing and invested partner with hydraulics as well. And we have this highly incentivized global sales force. So an early stage disruptive startup technology with a highly incentive global enterprise customer base and with sellers is a really compelling mix for both Akamai, our customers, and the ISVs in our ecosystem. So again, not exactly vertical specific, but another great example of where we're seeing like highly repeatable sales across the globe. And so those are the kinds of success stories that our program and I think Akamai are really, interested in finding more of as we grow the program this year and into the future.
Awesome. Well, Zach, we are coming to the end of our segment. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the program or Akamai Cloud Compute that you find exciting?
Yeah, I mean, how much time do you have? No, I'm just kidding. I think in terms of the ISV program, I think uh, we're just at the beginning, right? We just launched this program 2 years ago. We have 23 partners in the ecosystem today. There's a huge push from the business to really accelerate the growth of the number of partners that we have in the program and how we support them and how we get those partner solutions into the hands of our sales and solutions engineers and our overlay sales specialists. So I'm super excited about that. I know my team is. I know the business is really excited about the success that we've seen and the future growth potential that we see here. So expect more partners from us, more programs. Right now we just kind of have this very high touch QCP program, but there's a big ecosystem of ISVs that are really, really interesting and compelling, and we need ways to bring them into the ecosystem and give them access to our customers and our sales. So more to come on that this year. We're really excited about what's coming. And then I think generally what I'm really interested in is I've seen Akamai from a product and innovation standpoint really start leaning into these third-party technology vendors more and more. And so I think you're going to see a lot more interesting product innovation being powered by these ISV solutions running on our compute platform. I think that's really interesting because the underlying compute platform that we're building, the distributed nature of it, the high cost efficiencies and scale, the great networking capabilities for performance that we have, we're really building something unique and interesting and differentiated in this space. And I think that's going to start pulling more and more customer interest, and that brings more and more ISV interest. And so I'm just really excited about all these really compelling better together stories that we can create in the market for new next gen applications running on our platform, which are going to solve, the next generation of problems for our customers. That gets me really excited every day. And I think I'm really looking forward to working with kind of the future ISVs, the ones we have in our program, and working with our sales and marketing leads to make sure that we create those better together stories and the great outcomes for our customers that we all want.
Zach, it's been a pleasure having you on today. Champions, if you like what you heard, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thanks, Kat.